Peace Family 19 Keys tapping in with you. We will be live tonight for Man to Man Show. Make sure you tune in for that. Alright, family. I got some quick wisdom for you. Tonight we're going to be having a Man to Man Show, so make sure you join in on my YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of stuff dropping there. The Jaylen Brown interview that we did live will be going on that platform as well. But here's the wisdom. I was sitting having a conversation with someone, and we was talking, and I heard something said. I often hear wisdom. It's like an angel's voice in my head. By angel, I mean, when something is angelic, it means it's divine, right? It's of a higher source, a higher nature. It gives you a certain perspective and a view on things that you can't get from the ground. You get from above, right? That's an angelic view. That's an angel's view. It's a divine angle and perspective of thought that allows you to unlock a higher thinking, right? So it was very simple, actually. But I'm sitting there and we having dinner and we was talking about the things that life prepares us for, what life teaches us, right? And one of it is that if you look at life as if you're in this constant state of learning, right? That if you broke, then it's teaching you about wealth, right? If you're fat, then it's teaching you about health, right? If you're stressed, then it's teaching you about mindfulness, right? And the state of condition in which you're going through is direct experiential learning, right? You're learning about stress if you're stressed. You feel me? You know, if you're poor, then you're learning about wealth. Like everything has a direct correlative opposite that tells you what you should be learning or what you should be getting out of this. Nothing should stay to where you're stuck in this pool, right? You don't feel good. You're learning about health, right? And you should get to a point where you master the learning phase to where you're no longer in the cycle of whatever thing that you're going through because you've learned yourself out of it and it's elevated you. And if you take that in life and you think about anything that you're going through, right? Whether it's a bad relationship, right? Whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's physical fitness, no matter what it is, everything is teaching you, right? But it requires you to have a certain perspective to say, oh, this stress is teaching me about mindfulness, right? And then that's when you go in the pursuit of, number one, understanding what this feeling is, what caused it, what gets me out of it, right? So you do your research, you understand that research, and then you execute and activate based on that knowledge. And once you get this concept, you live a life to where it can only be on a trajectory of up, right? You can only stay poor so long as you're not learning, right? The mentality of what keeps me poor, what keeps me broke, what keeps me in poverty. You develop financial awareness, financial literacy. Then you learn financial expression, how to put that into action, right? And then that's when you're learning wealth. So poverty is a great teacher of wealth, right? So you have to think of your life in a series of lessons that allow you to move forward in everything that you do, right? So when I'm ignorant of something, I'm saying, oh, this is what it's teaching me. You just don't want to be stay at the beginning of the lesson. At the beginning of the lesson means that you're stuck in the experience, right? Versus getting to the reflection and getting to a point where you can teach it based on the graduation of it because you've learned what you learned from it. The crowns actually represent cosmism, right? The crowns represent cosmism. What is cosmism, right? You said I did all this stuff to try and be a rapper, disingenuous. Actually, it would be genius if I did all of that, first of all. You think I did all of this to want to be a rapper? Oh, man, I think you might be slightly more intelligent than you're giving yourself credit. And I think in order to unlock that intelligence, you got to sit back and think. And if you learn how to sit back and think and you reflect over your thoughts before you speak, I think that you will have a completely different expression and communication to yourself and the world, so you don't jump out there and make yourself look stupid. But I think you have that intelligence, you feel me, and you might be right. That's all. That's all. You feel me? I'm a man of many gifts, and I'm going to use all of them, right? The one thing you got to learn to do in life is lean into it. The box is judgment, right? So people put you in a box. Oh, Keys want to be a rapper. That's a box. It's a judgment. So what that means, oh, I should lean away from that. No, I'm going to do whatever I want to. It's my life. And that's the beauty of it. People think that they can dictate what you do, but how they feel about it, how they try to make you feel about what you're doing, because they frame it in a certain way. It don't work like that. Your brain is not even gifted with the ability to try to manipulate minds in a way to control my energy. And everybody should be living a life based on what their gifts are. If you're good at something, which I'm going to be honest with you, I'm one of the best in the world when it comes to freestyling. I'm learning music, right? But when it comes to off-the-top freestyle and me using my mind and communication, I have an elite level ability, right, of 0.001% on the planet Earth. And the question becomes is, what do I do, right? I'm a shifter. I'm a paradigm shifter, if you will. You feel me? I'm a thought leader. I am a futurist. You feel me? I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I'm an advisor. And I would utilize all of my gifts in order to create impact, because that's what I do, whether it's a medium of creating a show, right? Whether it's through spoken word, whether it's through actual art pieces, whether it's through clothing, right, and design, right, or whether it's through music. I'm going to use every single thing that I can as a gift, because God wouldn't give you gifts if He didn't want you to use them.
I think you should be an actor next.
I think I should do that. I think acting is one of my callings. You feel me? I can't wait to get in some movies.
No, you know what? I think you should become a comedian.
I think I can do the comedian route too.
I can see you and T.I. going on the tour right now, just making the people laugh everywhere.
Shout out to T.I. doing this thing. But I'm funnier than T.I. Straight up. But my comedy a little different. I want to do like a Curb Your Enthusiasm type of show.
I can see you being a dog breeder. You know what I'm saying? You the guy everybody come to on the West Coast. They want, baby bullies and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't deal with bitches.
You know what? Get another year. I think you should help people get their credit right. File, you know what I'm saying? Help people file their taxes. That's what I think you should do next.
I think you should mind your business, brother. Just mind your business at this point in time in life. I think that's the best thing that you can do. Just mind your business. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Span City out there living out his gifts. We ain't doing none of that. But today is the 19th. And the 19th are for high-level observations. So high-level observations mean that we utilize we control what we see versus being controlled by what we see. These are called portal days. There's always something that happens on the 19th. These are very powerful days, right? The 19th represent beginning and ending, closing and openings, right? So you want to observe what's going on in reality. If you watch the news, right, cosmic events and cycles, one of the things that's happening right now is something that I've been speaking about all last year, is cosmic anxiety. This idea that people get anxiety over things that they can't control. Cosmic anxiety. Think cosmic events happening, right? They keep talking about this 3.2% chance that this asteroid, which is considered to be a city killer, is going to hit by 2030, right? An event that no one has control over, right? But you have cosmic awareness to know about these things. So the question becomes, why would you be afraid of it? You shouldn't. There's nothing you can do about that. It's supposed to be in 2030. If they are able to track the orbit of it by that time and decide where it would hit, if it was the possibility, then all you would have to do is move out its way. The idea of cosmic awareness is saying that if you learn about something, you feel me, 5 years in advance, 6 years in advance, right? Then it allows you, it lets you know what you should be doing in that cycle, right? The idea, appreciate you, Cameron, man. Stay free out here, my brother. Yes, sir. He said he did 9 years, man. Helped transform his mindset. The idea of it is that once you develop a certain level of awareness above, then it's saying that, hey, if you stand in this same spot, something is going to hit you. So do you worry about that when you know the trajectory of what's to come? No. You move far away. So by the time that cycle comes, you're in another cycle, clearly out of danger, and maybe even in a zone of benefit, right? That's operating within the cycles, but also knowing where to be. And oftentimes, because we're survived to look at bad news, and we magnify bad news just in case there's an incoming threat, and we remember that information more. That's our brain, because we want to survive. But then we have to switch that brain and get control of it. That's when you're operating with your high level mind, which is more so thinking about evolution instead of survival. So somebody is looking at that information and saying, how do I survive this? Or somebody's thinking about the times, the news cycle, and they're saying, how do I survive this news cycle, right? What's going on in the current government, administration, globalism? And then somebody else is saying, how do I evolve during this current news cycle? So while you may be looking at that information, saying that, how can I get through it, right? Somebody's looking at it, how can I gain from it? So that's saying, let's say Target, right? News cycle, DEI, boycotts happening. Sentiment analysis is going to be negative around that. Push pressure on the company, right? Maybe shares are down. So a way to utilize that news is to say, well, I'll put a put on that. A put is a bet that is going to go down, right? That you can buy it at a cheaper price. So therefore, you'll be able to make money on negative news. So this is an example of somebody looking at something from a fearful mindset, right, of surviving, and then somebody else looking at it from an evolution mindset. When you're a high-level observer, you're looking and learning and absorbing information to evolve, not to survive. And once you get that switch of evolution versus survival, which the mechanisms in our brain, especially if you come from low impoverished environments, everything around you was surviving. We're just getting through it. You know what I mean? We're just trying to survive. These are the language that we've used often and often and often. So the high level mind is stop the survivor's mindset. Stop trying to survive. Be done with it. Be above, so above survival, right? That you're focusing on evolution. And that is the phase that we're currently in. So when you're around people that are just trying to survive, they're going to pull you down because you're going to use half of the energy you need to evolve to try to help them survive, right? So instead, you need to be in circles of evolution. You need to be in groups of evolution, right? Only people that are around talking about how we're growing and how we're evolving. So the conversations that I'm currently in, the meetings that I'm currently having, is nothing about survival. All of it is about evolution. The book that I'm currently writing is about evolution. High-level conversations only. You say, can I touch on AI agents? Yeah, so we have, for those who don't know what an AI agent is essentially, imagine if you have somebody that works for you and that does one specific task only, right?
Large.
So let's say you have what's a good example? Well, you have somebody that works for you and their only job is to answer phones, right? They answer phones and they take in client information and emails them back, right, on leads. So you can develop an AI agent that does just that, right? So we literally have these now built, and we can build them out for anybody's business as well. So let's say you have a business, that you want to be modernized in today's time. Instead of you calling all the agents, we can have an AI agent that's programmed with all the information of your business, answer every single lead that comes into your business, and even information that's about your product, right? So now, when you call in for like Goldwater, right? Or maybe you call in for Supermind, and it's like, yo, can you tell me how the coffee will help me? Or you can say, yo, I'm not feeling good and I've been tired, right? And it's going to say, okay, based on the symptoms that you give me, this is what we recommend out our products. So these AI agents are automated with task support that can go out in the world if you give them that permission, or they just execute the same task over and over and over and over. Now, everybody is going to have AI agents where it's going to get to a point where they have some AI agents that's on Twitter, right? To where it is running their whole entire social media campaign. It's tweeting every single day. You give it, let's say you say, I want you to tweet 3 times a day. 1 time a day, I want you to be kind of funny. Another day, I want you to drop a list about, different things that are pertaining to my industry, right? Another day, in the late part of the day, I want you to drop a fact about something. So you got something that's learning, something that's engaging, right? And something that people can share. So your AI agent has this task. So every single day is going to be automating this task. And then let's say somebody is commenting on your picture or your post. Then it's replying to that comment or that post as well for you automatically. Now think of it like this. If you have to pay somebody to do that, how much would that cost? You have to pay somebody to manage your social media. You have to pay somebody to manage all of your comments. You have to pay somebody to do your emails, the whole entire thing. That's going to cost a lot of money. You got to look at just minimum wage in your state, right? So it saves you thousands of dollars. It allows you to run a business on minimum task effort. You feel me? And so a lot of people aren't modernizing their businesses right now. A lot of people, businesses are outdated. And they're working harder and not smarter. We don't want to do that. We want to utilize AI and put them to task to do the meaningless things so that we can focus on the meaningful things. Yeah, now the only thing is that with AI, there's been a report that shows that some people become too reliant. And I've been talking about this since I first started speaking on AIs. AI plus NI, artificial intelligence plus natural intelligence equals enhanced intelligence. So AI should be optimizing you as a human being. You should be everything that you are right now. You should be able to utilize AI to 2x what you do, right? From automating tasks to, increasing one's intelligence, efficiency, effectiveness, research, development, right? Like, there's no reason ideas should stay in your head anymore. And so, in order for you to be successful right now, you're going to have to give up something. And if you give up this thing, I guarantee everybody success, but they have to give up this thing for something else. If you give up your scroll time for AI time, you will be successful. Matter of fact, you can get rich, guaranteed. You can, when I say rich, I mean like you can make 6 figures at least, right? And then you can take that money and you can utilize that AI to help you reinvest that money as well. So you can build wealth over time. If you're willing to give up your screen time, right, of scrolling for AI, you can be successful and you can be one of the wealthy ones in the future. If you're not willing to give that up, don't go around fucking talking about Donald Trump and Elon Musk and DEI, because all of that's some bullshit and it don't matter if you ain't focused. And this is what people don't want to really tell you. All you need during this era is focus, nothing else. You don't need a government goddamn handout. You don't need nothing. It ain't nothing that they doing that's dangerous to your life right now. The only thing that is stopping you is focus. Spin City, I need you to come and teach in a high level club, man. So listen, man, if you want to learn, you want to be around passionate individuals who is gaining their focus and learning and getting educated on the right thing and sharing information, right? And we have a monthly meeting as well, join the High Level Club right now. But I ain't telling you nothing else. That's what it is. That's your sacrifice. And that's something that we all have to get on, right? If you're willing to give up your scroll time for your goal time, ooh, you hear that? If you're willing to give up your scroll time for your goal time, come on, man. Don't talk to me, man. Give up your scroll time for your goal time. There is no problem. There's no problem at all. There are no problems that exist. There are only solutions to that problem. Problems themselves are solutions. I'm going to say this again. Problems themselves are solutions. Think about it for a second. I'm going to let that marinate a little bit, man. Let that marinate, man. Like marinara sauce, you feel me? Problems themselves are solutions. How do I say that? Why do I say that? Wealthy people look for things to solve. If you identify something that's a real problem, right? That is your next solution. That is your thing to work on. This is how people make the most money. They figure out what's a problem. They figure out what's a problem. Hey, man. Problems are solutions. I'm talking about it when you looking at business. In business, a person is looking at what can I solve. So when you find a problem, you should be happy like, okay, I just created a value. So then when you can automate a way to solve that for a lot of people, you get rich. If you can solve a problem for a lot of people, you can get rich. The thing is, trying to solve it for each person one at a time. What you want to do is automate a way to get everybody the same results to solve that problem. That's when you get successful. So think about your problems. There's somebody that is willing to help you, right, if you pay them. Or there's somebody that created a service that helps you. That's how they're getting wealthy off your problems. So now you think about when you have a problem, you say, wait a minute, I bet there's other people having the same problem. Let me document that, solve that, and then help everybody else through that. Now you have a value. So problems themselves are solutions. That's why I say, if taking it back to the beginning is of this conversation, is that everything is teaching you. You're learning. If you're broke, it's teaching you about money. It's teaching you about wealth. It's teaching you about habits, about spending. It's teaching you about your emotions. It's teaching you about your environment. The question becomes is, what are you learning? And when you identify what you're learning and what you're not learning, you start fill gaps. And then they say you a runner and you studying yourself and you slow. And you say, okay, well, why am I slow? You start asking the right questions, and then you start studying and say, okay, well, I don't do this type of exercise. I don't break off like this. I need to tweak this technique right here. I need to eat better right there. Maybe I need to lose weight. Maybe I get better proportion if I lean forward when I run and I arch the back and I run like this, right? Maybe I need to get better kickoff. Maybe I need a better coach. You're learning. And then on that learning is the process. When the process is supposed to be the part you enjoy the most, not the destination. And most people will be waiting to be a faster runner instead of learning how to run fast as the process that you enjoy. And the results of the process, right, is directly correlated to how much you enjoy the process. So you get great results because you're going through the process. And it ain't even about so much about what you like to do. It's about, do you have the ability to do what's necessary even if you don't want to do it? That is what allows you to be successful, because it increases your willfulness. When your willfulness is low, you're lazy. Because as soon as you don't want to do something, you don't want to do it because your will is too low. So that feeling of, oh man, I don't feel like it. That's low will. So the more times you do things you hate to do, it increases your will. So now that threshold of what you're willing to do because you know you need to get it done is very high. Anyway, man-to-man conversation tonight. Make sure y'all join High Level if you enjoy these type of discussions and you want to learn the science, right, of how to become high level in life. You feel me? And start mastering things in life and want to be involved in conversations around AI and blockchain and crypto and mindset. No, low will, you're lazy. Don't make no excuses for yourself. Stop making excuses for yourself. You're not depressed, you're just lazy. We gotta stop making excuses for ourselves. Just cut them all out. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Just lazy. So now you have to take that and rebrand that. All right. Make yourself willful. Make yourself determined, energetic. Man, forget ADHD. If you tell me you got ADHD and you haven't studied ADHD, you're lazy.
I got BET and MTV.
Yeah.
But now I
look.
still think that you should breed dogs.
Relax. If you say you got ADHD, is very real, major hurdle for a lot of us, and you ain't studied it, that means you lazy. Because when you study ADHD, so-calledly, right, you're going to realize that it's all about dopamine. It's all about the reward and the pleasure center. And then you start to get awareness over it, then you learn how to navigate it. And then you live above it. Because there is a cure for everything. So it's laziness. I don't want to hear you got ADHD and you don't know everything about it. You don't know the science, where it comes from, how to diagnose it, what food you should be eating, what practices you should have, what exercises you should be doing. You got laziness. You telling me that you depressed, but you ain't never studied depression? You just lazy. You got anxiety, you ain't studied anxiety? You're just lazy. Yeah, I'm not here to babysit you, so you should get off my live if you don't believe that somebody should be telling you something real. You feel me? I don't want to hear that. We all got stuff going on. I ain't the one that's going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And if you're not willing to get your ass up, you feel me, as a grown individual and go study and gain power over yourself, then you deserve that feeling that you have where you feel like a victim. I don't deal with victims. I deal with victors. We have to leave some people behind. You got to step your own game up. I don't want to hear that ADHD shit. Go learn about it and then master it and then turn that into a skill. You feel me? Everything can be used. So that's on you, because I'm not here to babysit nobody. But peace to you. And you ain't got to like my delivery, because I'm not here to say everything nice. And we got to get out that shit as well. I come from a militant background where you discipline yourself and you get shit done. All of that, oh, you need to say it nicer, or it needs to be sensitivities because the way society say we got to say nothing. Man, no, I'm not your doctor. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your husband. I ain't none of that stuff. You feel me? So, yeah, man, that's on you to say it nice to yourself. You feel me? I just want to see you execute. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, don't look for me to say it the nice way. I'm not flirting with you. I'm just telling you what it is. I grew up, you know, there's a lot of people that will say things a certain way. You feel me? There's a lot of people that think that men need to be babysitted nowadays. I ain't one of them. You feel me? I'm not one of them. Because I see too many people wasting their potential, and I believe in too many people that don't believe in themselves. You feel me? And that hurt me. So at this point, man, I be telling people as it is, because sometimes we just need a wake-up call. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes we need somebody to just be like, man, I need to get slapped out my goddamn. Like, somebody should wake you up with a pillowcase full of soap bars, hard soap bars, and then just beat you out your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Until you get your ass up and go get something done. That's what they do in the military, man. You done did something wrong, ain't no accountability, man. Wake you up with a pillowcase full of soap bars and then just beat you over the head with it. You feel me? Tell your ass to go get to it because there's too many people slacking instead of getting it done, man. You feel me? Man, y'all be blessed. I'm going to see y'all tonight in Man to Man. I'm going to see the rest of y'all in High Level Club, man. Peace to the family, man.